together, rise and shine. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. It's your Monday mushroom motivation time. That's right. I'm your host with the hostess, Marky Saint. Every morning I get up and I'm blessed to be alive. I love my life. Oh man, just screaming it. This is that feeling. There's a feeling, there's a smell, there's a sensation. I think it's the oxytocin or serotonin. I really believe that when you get up in the morning, not only is it important to get the fresh sun on our faces, but it's super important to get it on our skins. I believe that the melatonin turns into serotonin, and that's what makes me scream I love my life in the morning. It's this feeling that I'm not on the couch, I'm not making shit up, I'm not just sitting around, I'm making something of my life. I'm feeling the wind and the breeze on my skin, I'm feeling myself in the end, and that's what it's all about. I didn't go live yesterday. I enjoyed my Sunday, and I'm enjoying this park all to myself, scaring people with my I love my life and figuring it out. I try to figure out life on this show. I try to figure out mental health and positive relationships and myself. This is one of the hard ones. It's not easy to figure oneself out. We have so many different sections of ourselves, we go from something really healthy to really devilish all the time, and it's not easy to find yourself every time. It's not easy to say, hey, this is the reason I'm alive, this is the reason I'm born, this is the reasons I do mushrooms. It's got a nice little breeze to it this morning, so we're just gonna let it all go through. I'm gonna do a couple laps with you, and then when I come back, we're gonna smash this apple with the mushrooms and get my endorphins back up. Not easy. It's not going to be easy. Life is not set up that way, The competition is real between each other, or perceived, competition with people. The thirst trap is real, especially on Instagram. Everybody's just so pretty and so put together. We don't know people when they're down and out. We really kind of don't want to post our weaknesses. We only want to talk about our strengths. At Saints Addiction, I talk about my weaknesses up front. Most people don't like it. I'll be telling them about my PTSD. I'll be telling them about my anger management. I'll be telling them about my freaky side. And most people, that's too much energy. That's too much sauce. They much rather keep a subversive lifestyle. They keep it behind the walls. They build higher walls, and then we hide behind the walls and never really know what's inside of our walls, what's inside of our heart wall, our chest wall, our whole life wall. And there it is. That's the life. That's our lives as we decide to be better human beings, hopefully, to seek better mentalities, hopefully, and to treat people better. Had a good weekend. Tried to stay up all night. Couldn't pull it, but, as I live and breathe, every day is examined. Every day is what could have been better. How could I have been better? What can I do in the future to do better by myself and others? I haven't always done better, I get freaked out, my PTSD will kick in, I'll act weird in the end, I'll get weird, my wall is high too, and I've been years of chipping it down and allowing people to come in to my world, more than just this YouTube, but people that I want to love and know. And Plastic Pocket Challenge, y'all, it's always about the Plastic Pocket Challenge. I'm the only one out here, and yet I'm the only one picking up after myself, you know? It's important. Plastic pocket challenge, y'all. Get the plastic off the ground and into the trash can. It ain't that hard. It's literally 10, 20 yards away. And now it's all green grass every day. Feeling it. Feeling my muscles. Feeling my tendons. Feeling the ligaments stretch. I was watching St Pierre. He was getting his hip flexor muscles together and stretching out. This dude still got a six-pack abs. He must have had six-pack abs when he was 6. But my point is that's where it's at. You know, for us men, it's our strength, you know? It's our financial pillar. It's our spiritual pillar. It's our physical pillar. There's 5 of them, you know? And I would say emotional is one of them. And in a world where men aren't supposed to be emotional, I'm a highly emotional man. You know, I get very passionate. Turtle doves, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. And for all of those that are reaching inside of them, this is where it comes from. It comes from the physicality. After drinking ourselves silly and acting crazy on the weekends, now it's time to sober up and do something with our weekdays. Like, we spend 5 days out of the week to destroy ourselves 2 days out of the week that quick. Double and a half the time. Go ahead, mister. Double and a half of the time. Half of the time. Oh shit, plastic pocket challenge. Can't help but see it. Half of the time, we are pretending to be something that we're not. Half of the time, we're pretending to be put together and on top of our shit, all 5 sectors. And then when it happens, right? Then when it's over, we're not so put together anymore. You know, when the weekend's gone and you got to start going to that job and you're not all of a sudden pretending to be rich or free or any of those other things, now you're back to the slave grind. You're back to the slavery. I think that's cool. The wind is blowing that to make the circle. How cool is that? And that's the point I wanted to get to in my life, is a point where I'm not running away from myself. You know, I'm living my dreams every day. They don't stop for me. They don't stop for the weekends. It's all about energy. And those that can control their own energy, to move yourself, to move your mind so that it moves your body, so that your soul gets moved, so then it moves your soul. And it's such a gracious feeling that you're not under the control of drugs anymore. You're not under the control of your peers anymore. You're not under the control of your fears anymore. You're living. And you know that there's an inherent risk at living, but that's where it's at. I was watching Henry J. Kaiser. He's the one that helped build the Hoover Dam, Kaiser Permanente, the hospital where I lost my child. And I was like, what's this name? Who's this industrialist that became a huge belly dude? By the way, I do research on all entrepreneurs and business people. And he was a risk taker. He never made ships before in his life. And all of a sudden we needed these Liberty boats to carry everything across from World War II. And he just goes, I can do it. Never built a boat in his life. And was like, I got the organization skills to do it. So, I mean, most of us, we look at the job or we apply and we don't apply ourselves. We don't see the skill set that's needed. We're sitting here going like, oh yeah, we're just going to have experience. Most people, they're like, get a job, have had their job and got comfortable in their job, but didn't start off comfortable. You start out not knowing shit. You start off being extremely curious, you know, and everybody wants to have all the answers, but we don't. We don't have any of the answers. And that's what makes life a challenge. I would say difficult, but if it was easy, we wouldn't respect it, right? It's like a girl. She just gives it up too easy. You're like, what happened to the dinner? What happened to the courting? What happened to the foreplay? I don't want it if that easy. And wouldn't want it. You wouldn't want to know what your sobriety was like with the snap of a finger. You want to experience and understand why you were getting loaded in the first place. Like, again, I'm using Saints Addiction for a reason, because I am not perfect. A lot of people want to walk around and pretend that they are. And I'm sitting here going like, prison, abortion, bankruptcy, you name it. I've never been bankrupt, but down to my last dollar multiple times, lost it all. That is part of life. And they don't prepare you for that kind of loss. They prepare you for the memorization of, math and arithmetic and all that good stuff, right? Reading, writing, arithmetic. But they don't prepare you for loss. They don't prepare you for financial stability. They don't prepare you for mental health. And it's one of the key crutches to life is being able to balance yourself. Being able to say, hey, man, I want this to be the new me. I want my brain to wake up and not run to a job I don't like. That's why I encourage entrepreneurship so much for turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree. Those are turtle doves. And that's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to talk to yourself or talk yourself out of things or talk yourself into things or move yourself. A lot of us are stuck. We're stuck in the rut. And that's what was so cool about the Monday mushroom motivation this morning, was to get out of stuck. I used my plant-based medicines. I've been off of it for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever it is. I don't really keep that much track, but whenever I need to battle the demons within, whenever I need a leg up, I stopped, I stopped hurting myself, right? And I started to find a solution. I didn't want to keep hurting other people. I've been doing a lot of apologizing and soul searching. I haven't been able to be there for the people that I wanted to be there for. I keep seeming to drop the ball. And the reason I mention this is because the other guy's name is Wayne. And Wayne was the third party of Apple. And he sold his shares for $800 back when it first started. He was 10% owner of Apple. But he had a failure in his life. And I feel him on this, because I had my business. I had my festival. Both are shattered. Both are financially expensive. People are going to treat you like shit. You took a risk. And this guy lost his risk tolerance. He ended up paying back every dollar for the share at the price it was sold at. He felt bad for all the people that invested in him. And then when it was starting to get big at Apple, he ran away. They call it the $1 billion loss, because he would have been a billionaire. And then when he sold the original copy of his contract with Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak out of a shelf out of nowhere, $500, it was sold at Christie's auction for $1.6 million, dude. And he was quoted as saying, that is the story of my life. How all these things that I touched, I sold for little, and they sold for big later. And that's gotta hurt, as an entrepreneur, and you want to be successful. I guess he lives out here in Henderson somewhere, actually. He moved out to Vegas, a retiree, slot machine retiree, but that's it right there. Story of his life, where everything was worth millions and billions. And if you don't see the opportunity in it, you don't seize it. And I feel like he might say he never regretted the decision, because he would have just ended up pushing paper in the background for Steve. And Steve, he was supposed to split the vote between them, 45%, and he'd be the 10th split if they couldn't agree on something. And soon enough, he was gone. His little percentage was gone. All the effort was gone. The business was gone, and the contract was gone. The profit was gone, and that's scary. We live in that world where it's really scary when we don't have the things that we think that we need. We're doing the things that we can do. And that's what my scary moment of life is. I think they said, Confucius, you live twice. First is your regular life, and the second life is when you're going to die. Now that I am in the twilight of my years, I'm at 42. I wouldn't call it the twilight, but I'm past the halfway mark, I believe. Hit my peak, might not be peaking ever again. And I will still want to do things with my life. I still want to feel the sun on my skin. I still am a foodie. I still want to eat good food. I still want to travel. These things get me off. But the real thing that I work on, hold on. The real thing that I work on is my mentality. Getting my energy right, to be around people and be brave around beautiful women and hold my ground and hold my energy and not force myself on people and force myself to do things I don't want to do. There's so many unanswered questions. You know, I got to email my ex and I said, hey, you know, how can I improve? You know, I mean, you can ignore me for the rest of my days and I might not get some of the answers, you know, because I asked some really tough questions, but I don't really know her that well. And I thought that I knew her, but, you know, I almost had a child with this person. I almost married this person. I even still love this person. And I don't even know this person very well. I only know the energy that I get from her or that I felt. And that's what's so weird. It's like we don't know most of the time while we're standing next to somebody or while we're doing the things that we're doing. We got to keep it pushing. Keep it finding, keep it in balance, and say to ourselves, you know, not for nothing, one of these days I won't be alive, but before I die, these are the things I want to execute. These are the things that I want inside of me. I want to feel a certain type of way, and to get the most out of the way that I feel, that's what the mushrooms are for me, man. That's what these mushies are for, you know. I go get the magic, and when I'm not feeling magical, I go get the magic. And today I feel pretty normal. You know, it's one of those things where, I don't know, I mean, I'm talking always about myself. This is my show, and it'd probably be a way more successful show if I talk about other people and just subjects and not myself. But this is coming through me, from my mind, you know, from my world, from my body. It's not something that I have another example of some other people. When I do the other show, when I do the other show and get my podcast working and get some celebrities, I'm going to ask them some tough questions about their mental health. I'm going to ask them how they survive depression, how they have curbed their enthusiasm and found a way to reach themselves every day, find a way to get the best out of themselves. I'm talking about my good buddy, Mr. Marcus, porn star. He's reached a level of stardom, and I'm curious what makes him be who he is. And then we got Cody Garbrandt. He already kind of promised me that he would come on the show. He's a UFC champion. And what's it feel to reach the pinnacle and then fall off? You know, how do you keep your sanity? Ryan Hall talking about eyeballing his gun because he's no longer a fighter anymore. I don't want to be lost in my sauce. That's what the magic's for. In my pocket. I don't want to be lost in the sauce. I want to be found. I want to find my strength and keep it. Find my financial stride and keep it. Find my health and keep it. And not give it over to some kind of depression for a year or give it over. I'm so grateful that I kept walking. You know, I mean, you can say, Jesus, take the wheel. You can say footprints in the sands. But literally, I just kept walking. And maybe God did carry me through some of this, or if you believe in God. But I believe in me. I believe in me. And that's something that I've even heard Mike Tyson say, but I bet on me, bro. I bet on me doing something with my life. I bet on me moving it. And even if I don't have any money, I moved myself in an area where I could make some money. I moved myself in an area where I can look at my finances and say, what is my deal with this? Why are these things not working? And how do I make them successful? And I think everybody in their right minds is trying to unlock themselves. I think they're trying to figure out, you know, how do I get out of my own way? How do I stop self-sabotaging? How do I get my touchdowns? How do I improve every day so that I can be motivated, bro? Motivated. And without having to smoke marijuana or without having to do mushrooms or whatever it is that we do, because we're all doing it. We're in our own world. And I wanted us to be healthier in our own world. I wanted us to be successful in our own world. I mean, all people, self-examining people, people that aren't afraid to go into the shadows and go, okay, this is the reason why I'm doing it. One of the chicks that I watch, she's a female Manosphere star, chick with the long hair. I don't remember, Sarah something. And she got successful. One of the other girls went out. She's like, I met Dave Chappelle last night. She would laugh. Like, he's like, I've seen you on YouTube. I would die if Dave Chappelle saw me on YouTube. Like, fuck. And that means you people start thinking about some tough subjects. And I mean, a lot of people, they're in the podcast, they're in there to get certain hits, you know, especially the Manosphere and getting men to feel appreciated. You're going to get, 65% of men following you. Because that's all we wanted, you know? Men want to feel appreciated. You know, they say 5 things you never hear a woman say. You know what? You might be right about that. No, those double down on stupidity and continue an argument and getting us to prescribe to the agenda, you know, and oh, you're supposed to know. She's like, I know it's twisted, guys, but you're supposed to know and read my mind. And if you're in sync with me, you'll really know the way I feel. But you're confused about the way you feel too. You want me to go into your Rubiks Cube and unlock you, when I'm sitting here thinking it's your job and responsibility to unlock you. I spend every morning out here learning me. Why aren't you up here learning you? It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. We're all kind of waiting for the right one to just show up, and in the meantime pay bills and keep roofs over our heads and feed ourselves. All of us on why we do what we do. And I was curious. I was stuck in a power and control wheel. And most of us are stuck in this wheel too, whether we like it or not, you know, in a job, in a boss, coworker, someone with power above us, a judge, a police officer, someone trying to stop our freedoms or our progress or the path that we're on and say, hey, you can't go here any further. Security. And I wanted to be secure. I didn't need security. I wanted to be secure. Secure in my own finances, secure in my future, secure in my character. That's huge to me. It's huge to me that I can say, hey, you know, not for nothing, I have addictions. You know, I'm honest about it. But it's called Mostly Saints over here. Because mostly we are saints. We are good people that want the better for other people. It's mostly because it's not 100% perfect. No one actually is. No one's completely saintly. And although I own Saints brand, it doesn't mean that I am perfect in the end. In fact, it's the opposite. It's me learning that I am different every day, waking up in a certain way. Look at all these cans and plastic in the trash about to go down into our world of trash. Yeah, man. All the plastic pocket challenge. Can make it right here to the trash. Boom, baby, boom. So, I don't have the 10,000 subscribers. I'm not working out with my shirt off. I'm not flexing a bunch of hoes on a bunch of cars in front of a mansion, pretending a lifestyle that I don't have. Most importantly, I want to live a lifestyle that I don't have to fake. You know, that I don't have to run away from and say, oh, you know, these people, they're cute and they're around me, and that's a lot of Las Vegas. But no one's there to rub your back. No one's there to make you soup in case you're sick. That does not happen. And unfortunately, there's not enough support out there. And that's what I wanted for people. I wanted to create a support line, a hotline for Saintsgiving that people could reach out to and talk to another saint, somebody with kindness in their heart, and say, hey, you know, I just needed someone to talk to. And odds are that person needs someone to talk to too. And to have somebody to listen and have conversations and know that you're not alone, dude. So I do this show. It's hard to remember. I'd love to sit here and just say, yeah, man, I got so many girls and I kept them all. No, I've had so many girls and then keep one. You know, I'd love to sit here and say, would the chick say, why is she single? She's like, I take offense to that because obviously it's my personality and not my body. You're so beautiful. Why are you single? I take offense to that because obviously it's my personality is why I'm not single. You know, we all have these big burgeoning fucking personalities, characters, avatars that we spill out onto people. We like to think that snap our fingers, we go from hair all over the place to snap, it's all curly and I look perfect. In a way, we want to live in that world every day. We want to live our avatar world instead of our realistic world. The world that really matters and shows us that we really matter. That's a very tough decision for people, you know, for us to really show that we can grow, that we have more than just our regular rigmarole in front of us. Plastic pocket challenge. Why are all the caps on the ground? Always the caps, you know, and show that we have another gear inside of us. You really want to motivate on a Monday, you're going to have to shift gears and shift yourself away from fears and shift yourself away from routines and shift yourself away from patterns that we all have. Dude, we all have a pattern. Ask your significant other if you don't have one. They'll be like, yeah, dude, you pee the same way. You sit when you pee. You always have the fork on the right side. You brush your teeth before you do anything. You do coffee before you do anything. That's us in life. You know, our lives are very routine. And as mammals, as humans, man, I was watching 2001, The Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. I haven't seen that in ages, or just partial. And one of the things that really shook me and shocked me was the fact that this monolith came down. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a monolith in Vegas in the middle of nowhere, and monoliths show up. But it creeps people out. It's the 2001 Space Odyssey, that this thing gave us kind of intelligence, and the first thing it did was taught us how to create a weapon and break other bones with that weapon and pick up weapons and pick up the bones and start fighting. That's something that we've done, that we've learned how to hurt each other. But I'm really waiting for the monolith to make us learn how we are same like each other, that we all have this amount of fear and energy and impressionism that matters to us all. And that's something that I had to figure out myself, is what matters to me, what really matters to me, and how do I put energy behind the things that matter to me instead of the things that are just fakery. So it's not easy. A lot of people want to live in the fake world where everything's perfect in every photo, and they never put any morning photos up without people looking. This kid's pushing his own stroller. How cute is that? Not a kid anymore. Hey, you can push your own stroller, you're not a baby, huh? So I got about 2 minutes to go. I'm trying to get some private time, but I got people following me. It's always about that energy, you know. It's all about me finding my energy and being free and trying to get to enjoy my personal time without people following me or getting too close to me, and it never seems to fail, you know. Too funny. Good morning. What you got there, buddy? What you got there? This thing's blowing him over. Oh shit. You got it? You got it. You guys have a blessed one. Yes, of course. Bye. Too cute. So here we go. In the show, I gotta get some mushrooms going. It's part of the show, like we talked about. Gotta get my medicine on. It's not easy to get the medicine that you need, but your boy Saint on Signal, on Telegram, come through in the end. Let's get it, shall we? Got the apple of my eye. I don't fuck around. IDFA all day. Yes, blessed. And then, of course, mushroom time. I'm gonna take half of this. And I'm gonna let you guys go. Peace and love. And as always, Gigathon. I mean, it's goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. That's my half hour. I'm out. See you on the other side. Same tradition. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace and love. We'll see you on the other side.